now and then, with like medicine specifically or treatments and stuff, something new comes along, you know, and the way that, again, the pharmaceutical industry works is that often the comparisons are made from what we call standard practice. So if, for instance, we used to treat heart attacks, like really big heart attacks, with clot busting medication, and it was the gold standard of care for a time, and then they realized that actually when somebody's had a massive heart attack, in most cases because of a blood clot in the blood vessels around the heart, and if you can get them to the lab quick enough and take the clot out, actually people do better, you know. And medications, like, people are always trying to develop new medications to treat the same problems, and it's interesting. So let me take blood thinners as a example. People take blood thinners for lots of different reasons. Some people are on blood thinners for a long time, maybe even for life. But there are new kinds of blood thinners that have been developed, and sometimes I'm seeing somebody, and the specific question they've asked is about blood thinners, or it becomes apparent that actually, you know, they might be on an older blood thinner, and there are newer, maybe nicer blood thinners with less side effects, and you discuss it with them, and it's like, oh, I'm not sure, doctor. You know, not just blood thinners. I've come to, people come and say, my problem is X, and there's a course of treatment, or again a direction change that is suggested, and people are like, I'm not sure, doctor. And it was interesting to me that, you know, again, I think this concept is around, loads of people will have heard it, but this thing about lots of people want to see change, but not that many people want to change or to make a change. One of the people I follow on social media, one of my favorites, Dr. Anita Phillips, please follow her. Find her on Instagram, on YouTube. Her stuff is really mind-blowing. The phrase that she said is, if you don't make, I forget that, paraphrasing, but if you don't make room for the change, then the change can't happen. There are times when we even know that change is necessary, but because we haven't made room for it, and a lot of that is mental, you know. So back to the analogy. So older blood thinners require monitoring. You might have to have blood tests every week or 2 weeks, and there's a lot of mechanics, and there's a lot of mental real estate taken up with, okay, I've got to make sure about eating this, not eating that, making sure I get my blood tests, making sure it's safe. And a lot of the new ones, you don't have to monitor. So going from a very labor intensive, like, for me that's not involved, it seems pretty obvious, like this seems a better solution to the problem. But unless the patient I'm speaking to has taken the time to actually conceptualize, what will this change mean for me day to day, week to week, and it's a positive thing, and they decided to take action, even though that there is a better solution.
Days of about 15 minutes.
Traffic.